Okay, you are going to be adding on to your social studies assignment where you're exploring European cities and countries by making a postcard about an art museum or a monument or some type of art attraction. So, once you have your location chosen, you're going to search for something like art attraction or art museum and see what you can find. Google Arts and Culture is a great place to start. I ended up picking the Museum Ludwig in Cologne, Germany, and I'm going to show you how I went about making this postcard. So I'm going to do File New, Drawing, and then I'm going to search for my museum and see what I can find. So you could start with a photo of the building, which is what I did, or a photo of the attraction. Um, so there's a lot of interesting photos here. Maybe I'll go straight to the website and see what they have. Help me make up my mind. Okay. So once you start finding your pictures, you can just copy and paste them into your Google Drawing because it may not um, have what you want if you just insert it directly from Google Drawing. So, Ludwig building, and okay, so I'm going to follow that to the original source. That way I can get the biggest image that's available. I'm going to right click and go to copy image. And I'm going to go back to my drawing and I'm going to do Control V to paste. You can also go to edit paste and that should add your picture. So you can resize it in here. And then I'm going to fill in the space down here. So maybe I'll add some photos of artwork that I could see if I were to go there. So I see right now they're having an Andy Warhol exhibition. So that might be an interesting one to add to it. Copy and paste. Maybe I'll leave a little gap and put a color there. So you have to think about how the design's going to look good. Oh, I like this picture. That painting is interesting. It's nice color too. Add that. And you can see it's automatically formatting it for me to fit right in there. But if you need to change the size of something, just click on it and then drag diagonally from the corner to make it larger or smaller. Let's see what else we can find. So I can hit explore the website and that will give me a lot of good information. So the collection online should show what's available at that museum. I'm going to try clicking this button and see. Sometimes you have to explore a little bit before you find what you're really looking for. This museum is known for pop art, so that's mainly what we're seeing here. Let's see. Ooh, collection of contemporary art. That could be interesting. So it's whatever you think is interesting that you would want to put on your postcard. Go for it. Kind of a fun picture there. Okay, and I'm just going to adjust the spacing so see there's a little bit more room on one side than the other. And that red line shows me that it's still centered. I'm going to add a rectangle so I don't have just plain white. So I'm going to make it this size. Whoops, I got to scoot it over just a little bit. I'm going to right click and I'm going to change the order, send to back. I'm going to turn off the border. I'm going to choose, actually that color doesn't look bad, but I'm going to try another color. It's a little bit brighter. Ooh, that's great. So to change the color of something, you just have it selected and then you go to fill color and you can explore. I can go to custom. Maybe I want a little bit deeper. Right, and I've got a little gap here I noticed, so I'm going to make sure that that is adjusted to fill that in. Okay, now we're going to open and we're going to look through to make sure that we covered all of the important information that needs to be on there. Okay, so this is always good to do when you think you're finished with an assignment. Okay. So that has information about how to do your research. And then I do have photos of my attraction. I need to make sure it says the name of the attraction as well as the city and country. So I'm going to add that a little bit bigger because it does say that there, but if I type it larger, it will be easier to see. So I'm going to make a text box. I can always adjust it later, but I'll start with that. So I'm going to say Museum, Ludwig, Cologne, Germany. I picked Germany because I have a friend that lives there, and that's where a lot of my ancestors are from. So that was of interest to me. I think I want to do a bold, clean font instead of something like cursive that goes better with the style here. And then I'll play with the size of that and where I want to put it. I could move it around. Maybe I'll put it there. I can try adding a highlight if I want it to show up more. So I could pick, whoops, it did not work. Usually that works. You can put a highlight behind it and it's supposed to make kind of an outline. Here we go. I was on the wrong thing. I did the border instead. So you could try something like that. And whenever you are happy with your design, oops, I did add a border. That's not what I meant. When you're happy with your design, you're going to go to File, Download, JPEG. And then you're going to make a new Google Doc. You're going to insert your picture at the top. I'm going to go to Insert Image. You can add it from your computer. It's going to be in my downloads. And then you might need to resize it to make it a little bit smaller so you have room to type. Underneath, you're going to type like you're sending me a postcard or sending someone a postcard to tell them where you traveled, what you visited. So you need to find some information about your attraction that you visited. So you could tell me what it was like, what you saw, if it cost money, how much it costs, just so I can see you're doing some of that research and it'll keep tying in with what you're doing in social studies. And then when you're finished, you will turn that in.